In today's team selection video for Game Week 9, we're going to take a look at how I could line up ahead of that early Friday deadline. And we're also going to consider whether it's worth benching one of my higher owned players this game week to chase a little bit of upside. So let's jump into another Fantasy Premier League video. Starting things off with the defence, and you'll see the high ownership player that's actually on my bench right now is Gabriel. First on the bench there, Gabriel. I'm going to sort of talk you through the thought process of this potential sub, because it could be the case that Robinson goes back to first on the bench, and I'll explain that further on in the video. But let's start with Rico Lewis with the great fixture of Southampton at home. City, as a team, have the best goal odds this week and clean sheet odds. So, great positives all around in terms of, predicted goals and clean sheets. However, last week they had the highest goal odds and the highest clean sheet odds, and look what happened. Sort of, scraping a win and conceding a goal. It's not great for, City asset owners, and especially people who own the likes of Foden, Haaland, or Rico Lewis. Guardiola owners will be pretty happy though with the 2 goals in 2 weeks. But yeah, Rico Lewis, of course, starting a lot of games, and I think he'll continue to start, so he is in my squad this game week. We'll go with Trent next. Of course, facing facing an Arsenal side, which is a little bit weak. You've got to be serious here, because with Saliba gone, the defence isn't going to be as strong, and sort of Saliba is the focal point of that defence. He does most of the work, even though Gabriel does put in some amazing shifts. Saliba is the main man in that defence, so it's going to be a very, sort of altered sort of Arsenal defence as itself. Saka, again, missed out on Champions League, so Saka could be absent in this fixture, which could have massive impacts on how Arsenal play. I feel as though it's going to be a very defensive performance from Arsenal, sort of sitting in tight, trying to nullify anything that is coming their way, and then see if they can nick a goal here and there through maybe set pieces and other things like that. So for me, Trent does play because, yes, he's probably not going to get a clean sheet, but he does have more attacking potential than a Gabriel. So he's going to be starting for me, and we're just going to see how it goes. In terms of goalkeeper, I'm not going to play my bench goalkeeper of Ramsdale, sort of with City away. That's obviously the worst fixture you could possibly have. David Raya, Liverpool at home. Maybe, obviously he's probably going to concede this week, so maybe he can build up some save points perhaps, just to, make me feel a little bit better about having to play him. But why am I benching Gabriel? I suppose most of the reasons I stated with the Trent, why I'm playing Trent, is because the defence isn't going to be the same. It's going to be a very defensive performance. I think Liverpool do score in this fixture, so I maybe want to be playing someone with a little bit more attacking threat. And Robinson really did impress me in their last fixture. So he's just so high at points, and he's almost like a left winger. And I'm hoping that possibly with a little bit of aerial presence and some good finishing in the box from Jimenez, that Robinson could maybe come away with an assist this game week, or maybe 2 against a sort of Everton side which are kind of sporadic in the defence at times and do make mistakes. If Branthwaite is back for this Everton fixture, and sort of they do have a solid-ish back line, could be the case that I just throw Gabriel back in for sort of set pieces from Arsenal, because I think that'll be their threat on the day against Liverpool. I don't think there'll be too much else for them going forward. I think Liverpool will be able to snap things out early. So perhaps that's the move I make back into my squad. Gabriel back in, Robinson out. But yeah, we'll speak more about that in the midfield section, because there's a bit of clash in fixtures that I have to sort of consider. Now, the clash in fixtures is actually McNeil and Robinson. So the issue with playing Robinson this game week over Gabriel is that I'm really banking on McNeil doing well this week against Fulham. So, I'm basically just playing Robinson for the attack and return. So then it's sort of a battle between a Robinson that's really high up on that left flank, getting crosses in and sort of dragging balls back when he needs to be, or do I go for the aerial threat of Gabriel? and sort of just play him against a really exciting Liverpool side. But that's sort of the clash of fixtures that the midfield causes me. But we'll move on to the rest of the options here. We'll start off with Mbeumo with that amazing Ipswich at home fixture. We'll sort of see how he gets on this game week. Of course, last game week had a bit of a tricky week, being nullified. Many chances, but yeah, you can't have them every single week. They almost scored early yet again, Brentford, which is obviously sort of a theme that's going on this season for them. Johnson in the middle there, Crystal Palace away. I think it's a decent fixture. Perhaps a little bit of a harder fixture than last week with West Ham. So perhaps we see a little bit, less goals in that fixture, but you just never know with Spurs. They're a very attacking side. Of course, I've covered McNeil there with his Fulham at home fixture. Of course, getting the assist last game, really great. Of course, I transferred Semenyo out, McNeil in. And again, my moves have profited me. In terms of rank, they haven't profited me, though, and that's because of my captaincy choices. But we'll get on to who's my captain on the forward section. Pretty sure you can guess who it is. Saka with the Liverpool at home fixture. Like I say, wasn't in the Champions League squad. I haven't seen anything, sort of quotes or anything from Arteta or anyone like that regarding Saka's injury issue. For me, regardless if he's fit or not, I'm going to be getting rid of him, and I'm going to be bringing Cole Palmer in, whether that's very soon in the next 2 days or on deadline stream on Friday. We'll have to wait and see in terms of price rises for Cole Palmer. Saka has went down in price. He's now 10 million. But yeah, that would probably be the move this week. Saka out, Cole Palmer in. And Morgan Rogers there with the Bournemouth home fixture. This man's on fire. Look, he's just assisted John Duran in the Champions League. He's playing in the Champions League. It seems to be getting a lot of minutes for Villa. Very, favourite sort of kind of player for Emery almost. He seems to be always in and around the squad, regardless of sort of midweek and weekend fixtures. So it's really nice to have a player that's cheap and is so usable like Morgan Rogers. Of course, fixtures coming up for him aren't sort of all amazing, but we'll sort of assess the other options around that price point if it is time for him to move on soon. But for me, I don't think I'm going to be moving him on anytime soon. I'm pretty happy with Morgan Rogers. But yeah, that is the midfield for my squad. And up tops, we have Watkins and Erling Haaland. The Norwegian robot is actually a tin man, blanking over the last three. So why am I giving them the armband this week? Well, it's pretty obvious when you look at the fixture. I mean, the goal odds are there. Haaland needs to be getting back scoring for City, needs that confidence back. It's a fixture to do it. It really is. I feel as though if he maybe even only gets 2 attacking returns this week, it's in the conversation whether we sell him or not. Obviously, a very expensive asset like that, being outscored potentially by some cheaper assets. It's kind of the feeling that I would rather have maybe some premium midfielders that score more points. For example, having a team with sort of Salah and Palmer coming up is really enticing, and I think Erling Haaland will be the man to sort of facilitate that move. But in terms of this week, I'm happy to have him. Happy to have him captain. I think it's the best captain you can possibly pick this week. Palmer is someone I will consider for captaincy when I do bring him in, and Saka leaves my side. Of course, that Newcastle at home fixture for Palmer is just really good. Whether it's better than Southampton at home for Haaland is another question. I don't think it is, though. But yeah, Watkins there. I mean, he's just chipping away with FPL points, kind of keeping my season afloat. Him and Rodgers. Everyone else is kind of just chipping in here and there when they can. Defence has been bad for a number of weeks. I don't think I've had a clean sheet in a long time. But yeah, we've got to just keep plodding on. Of course, everyone's rank is so close still. So when I do well, I jump really far up. When I do bad, I kind of drop around 300, 400k and then just bounce back. So yeah, basically the move this week is Saka out, Palmer in, I do believe. I'm hopefully not going to be priced out. I don't think I will be, because I'm going to probably do the move early if I'm forced to it. There was a situation I could have taken a -4, removing Trent or Watkins and sort of bringing in Cole Palmer and then going to someone like a Cunha up top, or a Jimenez. And then also in defence, if I did the -4 for Trent out, it would be sort of a Nori or Ethan Pinnock that would join the side. But that is how I could line up for Game Week 9. As always, outro every video, I like to give you guys at home a big thank you for supporting the FPL Mugs YouTube channel. If you have enjoyed today's video, please do consider dropping a like on the video. And if you aren't yet subscribed, subscribe to the FPL Mugs YouTube channel for weekly FPL videos and deadline streams. But that is absolutely everything for today's video. Thank you again so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye for now.